Welcome back again in your history class. Last time we have already started about the Mahajanpads and Janpads and we have already learned some of their features. Okay. Today we will be learning with another feature that is about the social life. Now see, as we have learned that in early Vedic period the social life was divided into four varnas, that is Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Sudras. Okay. In the same way, later Vedic period also division was there, but in early Vedic period what happened, the division was very you can say not so rigid. Okay, the flexibility was being given to the occupation, but when it came to the later Vedic period, what happened, the caste becomes very rigid. Okay, let us see here, in the later Vedic period the caste system became very rigid. Caste system came to be determined by birth. Okay, that means a child was born to a family of Vaishya, that means he has to be a Vaishya from his family. He cannot change his occupation. Okay, and children had to follow the profession of their father. That means it becomes very hereditary. Okay, that means whatever the father occupation was, the child or whatever the son or daughter has to follow the same occupation. Got it? Now see that. Now see, if we talk about the four varnas, that is Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishyas and Sudras. Okay. The Brahmin was the higher rung officer, or you can say the higher rung category. Okay. Now the Brahmin were highly priest. Okay. Now Kshatriyas, they were the different varna. Okay. As in our occupation we have the officers class, so we can say that the Brahmin was the first rank officer in the varna system. Okay. But if we talk about the later Vedic period, in the society Brahmin was having the first category. Okay, that is the first rank person. Okay. Next we have Kshatriya, that is the warriors. Vaishyas was farmers trader. In a simple language, if you want to say, then it is a businessman. Okay. And Shudras were the laborers, that is the unskilled jobs. Okay. And what happened, when in later Vedic period, this Sudras was highly, you can say they were highly discriminated. Okay, by the Brahmins. Okay, they were not allowed to use well, they were not allowed to use the public places that was used by the higher rank people. Okay, and even the Vedas, okay, the Vedas was not given, like a knowledge of Vedas was not given to these Sudras people. Okay, so this was the caste category in the later Vedic period. Now we will learn about the economic life. Now see, to run the state, okay, to run the state, the king needs to have lot of money. Okay, and you can say that different officers were appointed, okay, and that officers were to be paid. So to run the government, and you can say to pay to other ministers, the king, what they used to do, the king used to collect the taxes. Okay, they started collecting taxes from the people. Okay, so see here, the first they started collecting the taxes, and to collect the taxes, some special officers was being appointed. Got it? Now, from where they used to collect the tax? See, first they used to collect from the agriculture. As agriculture was the main occupation of the people, and the farmers gave a part of their produce. Whatever things was produced, they used to give that. That was known as bhaga. Bhaga means your half production. How many part was to be produced? From there, the farmers used to give the half to the king. Okay, as a tax to the king. Not only the agriculture, but other occupation, like from the crafts people. Okay, that you will learn in next class. Now see, if we talk about the crafts people, okay, like potters, carpenters, weavers and ironsmiths paid their taxes either in cash or through free products as services to the king. That means you can say in language, very simple language of you can say the barter system. Not exactly a barter system. Okay, that was a unit of exchange. Means if you give something, you will get something. That was a barter system. But this was not exactly a barter system, but you can say that the whatever production was being done by the weavers or different crafts people, they used to give to the king. Okay, as service. Okay. Now, punch mark coins began to be used as unit of exchange. That means the barter system has changed into the form of money. Okay. Punch mark coins. Now see, they have started with the money dealing, and that has unit of exchange. Now there was no belonging of any things. The things was not to be exchanged. What to be exchanged? That was the money. Got it? And trading goods. Slowly what happened? The started flourish. To make the trading very smooth, what happened? Different, you can say, infrastructure started built up. Okay, the waterways, or you can say the roads, many things they started building up, so that the trades will be easily available to other states. Okay, and what the main things they used to exchange or they used to trade? That was grains, textile, silk, iron tools, and ivory. So these were the things that articles. These were the articles that used to be made for traders. That means the trade business they used to use mainly for the trading purpose. Got it? So this is about the economic life. Now let us learn about the political life. Now see a political life. You have known that in the first class we have learned that Mahajanpads were divided into two categories, that were republican state and monarchy state. Okay. If you talk about monarchy, monarchy was the mainly hereditary. Okay, and republic was that was chosen by the people. Okay. So when we talk about monarchy, what are the features to be the king? Okay, here he was elected by the people. Okay, he inherited the title when his father died. Became powerful after conquering neighboring territories. The powerful, the king, as we have already learned that in Haryanaka dynasty, how Bimbisara has conquered and how he has become so powerful by conquering other territory. In the same way, to be a powerful, when the king become powerful, that means he has to conquer other territories. And how he is to conquer? There were two sacrifices. Okay, there were two sacrifices that was done by the king. That was Ashwamedha Yagya and Rajasya Yagya. So let us learn about what is Ashwamedha Yagya and Rajasya Yagya. Now see, Rajasya Yagya. See, Rajasya Yagya was a one kind of ritual. Okay, before the king came in the throne, there was a ritual that has to be done by the people of the state. Okay. Now see, Rajasya Yagnas was a ritual sacrifice performed to mark the king consecration. Consecration means when he ascended the throne at that point of time. It involved various symbolic ceremonies like a chariot ride and a game of dice. Okay. This was a normal, you can say a ritual that was done when the king ascended the throne. Okay, one more sacrifice was there that was known as Ashwamedha Yagnas. Now see, Ashwamedha Yagnas means when the king will be overlord of the world. That means the king will be a superior. Okay, how it has come? See, a horse was left to wander with the king's army, following it for a year. In this sacrifice, what happened? A horse was left. Okay, in the sacrifice, the horse was left with the army. Some couple of army will be there along with the horse. That army will roam around the different states, okay, and different territories. So, whichever state, whichever territory, if the horse been captured, okay, that king has to fight with the present king, okay, and if the king will let the horse go, then the king is accepting the defeat, okay, for a couple of years. That means for 1 year, okay. Fight with the army or accept defeat. That means the following territory king has to accept the defeat, or they have to fight with another king. That was Ashwamedha Yagya. And if the king accepted the defeat, what happened? If in a year, if the horse came back with the defeated king, then the title, the king will be having a title called Chakravarti. Okay, that is ruler of the universe. So this was of the Ashwamedha Yagya. With this, I complete your first term syllabus. Now let us start with your book work. Now see here, before I start with your exercise part, let me show you some of the book thing. Like these are the Yagyas. Okay, Rajasya Yagyas and Ashwamedha Yagyas. And I was talking about the Panch coins. These are the Panchmay coins. Okay, that was used as a unit of exchange. And that was mainly made of silver, copper, and had images of animals, trees, birds, or geometric patterns punch on them. Why it is called punch? Because they were having a punch mark. Okay. Shows above is a punch mark coin issued by the kingdom of Magadha. Got it? Now let us start with your exercise part. Now see, exercise part you have your new words. Okay, that is keywords. State, political organization that has sovereignty or complete power with a specific territory. Specified territory. So you can learn this line, a political organization that has sovereignty. Okay. Confederacy, union of states that share a common goal. Full you can learn. Mahajanpad, literally meaning great kingdom. Okay, they were the largest of the political units formed in the Vedic period. So you can learn here, literally meaning great kingdom, political units formed in the Vedic period till here. Okay, and heredity, if you say, passed on from parents to child. Got it? Now rest, you have republic, a system of government where people elects their rulers. You can learn this full. Okay. Now let us start with your choose the correct answer. The Indian state in which Atranjankhera lies today is your Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Warrior belong to the class. See here you have Kshatriyas. Got it? The part of farmers produce that was given a tax to the king was known as Bhaga. The first important ruler of Magadha was Bimbisara. Okay. Dash means foothold of the tribe. That means Janpads. The coins that were used during the period are known as punch marked coins. Under Ajasatru, the capital of Magadha was shifted from Rajgriha to Patliputra. Got it? And the word Ghanasanga refers to republic. Got it? So these are the fill in the blanks. Now this true and false I will be sending in the PDF because you have to correct the sentence also. So this one I will be sending in the PDF. The false answer I will be sending in the PDF along with this question answer D and E. Okay? This time some of the answers you will be getting from the book itself. So I will be clicking off the picture and I will be sending along with the PDF because some of the answers are same that you have to write in the book. Like you can, if you want to ask me, then you can this is here. See, monarchy and Ghanasanga, the difference I will be sending you. You can write the difference from here. As because some of you all are not having the books, or you may have, I don't know, but if you don't have, then I will be sending this picture. Okay. Next answer is yours. This is this one. Describe two yagnas commonly performed in the king in the Vedic age. This is about the two yagyas, that is Rajsayu and Ashwamedha. Okay, these two pictures or these answers I will be sending along with the question. Got it, children? Before I end my today's class, let me show you. We haven't marked this map chapter. Okay, this is a chapter of map where I haven't shorted out the keywords. Okay, shorted out the keywords. So let me show you the keywords that you have to learn. See, map, a two-dimensional representation of the earth surface or part of it. You can learn this, a two-dimensional representation of the earth surface or a part of it. Okay. Next you have cartography, the study of maps. You can learn study of maps. Next you have atlas, book that is a collection of map. Got it? Scale, the ratio between the actual distance on the ground and the distance shown on the map. You have to learn full. Okay, scale. Cardinal points, the four main direction you learn, north, south, east and west. Intermediate points, you learn the four other direction, that is northeast, southeast, southwest and northwest. Okay. Compass, an instrument that is used to find direction. North line, a line or an arrow on a map marked with north. It's very simple, you can learn this. Conventional symbol used to represent certain features in a map till here. Okay. Key or legend is a box on a map that explains the meaning of the symbol used, and sketch is a rough drawing, that much. Okay, and last you have your plan, that is a detailed and accurate drawing of a small area on a large scale. Got it? So this is about the short, I have shorted this map new words because in your chapter when I was giving you, when I have already made the video, I haven't uploaded this one. Okay, that is the map. Okay, that was missed out. So with this I complete today first term chapter, and what you all have to do is that you all have to learn it. Okay, and if you have any doubts in any of the chapter, please write me. You can text me or in the down comment section you can comment your doubts. We'll have one general classes. Okay children, so take care. Bye bye.